Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Season 12, Episode 3, overall 608 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out their website, barrycullen.com, for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles, as well as Cadillac vehicles as well. You can call the dealership at 519-824-0210 and tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email the dealership at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership has been family run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969 and has been a sponsor of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show for the past 3 years. I hope everybody is doing well on this. I can't believe it's already Monday, October 27th, 2025. And I had a good weekend. I was in Stratford, Ontario yesterday for their first annual For the Love of Butter Tarts and Dessert Festival. I was there as a judge and also as media, so make sure you check out my social media pages for pictures and some videos. And I was a judge too, and I was able to taste 16 different types of butter tarts. So I think I'm gonna lay off the sweets and the sugar and butter tarts for a while, but it was quite the experience. I want to say thank you to organizers Jason and Jackie for organizing this event, and it was a lot of fun, and the event was very successful, and hopefully I will be able to do this again as well. I hope everyone is doing well tonight on this October 27th. World Series is going on tonight. Game 3 starts just after 8 o'clock between the Blue Jays and Dodgers as well, so I'm looking forward to Game 3 tonight, Game 4 tomorrow, and 5. But as we get into this show, I'm looking forward to my guest tonight. This is her first appearance. We met through TikTok, and tonight's guest, her name is Fizza. Fizza, she is a writer, a healer, a storyteller whose work centers on the powerful intersection of psychology, spirituality, I can say that word, and lived experience as well. I'm going to work on pronouncing that word. So we're going to bring on our guest tonight, Fizza. Good evening, Fizza. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, except for the one word with a tongue twister. It happens to the best of us.
That's true. Spirituality, it's a tough one.
Yes. Yeah, it's just one word. There's always one word out there that's always a tongue twister.
That's so true.
So, how are you doing, Fizza? And I want to say thank you so much for coming on my 608th episode of Live with CDP.
No, I'm really honored. I really appreciate you inviting me. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And how are things in your part of the world?
Doing great. I am doing really good, alhamdulillah, growing and healing.
Absolutely. And how much of an impact has social media, and specifically TikTok, had on your business as well as doing your healing and stuff like that?
I feel like it has been a really powerful way to connect with people. Having a platform like TikTok, like we discussed, it's a place where you can talk to people directly, you can form bonds, and you can really get to know each other. I feel like it's more organic way of meeting people. And in terms of the business, I feel like for the business, it has been very, very helpful, because people get to not just see the crystals, but also experience what it would be like to walk into the store and buy something.
I wanted to ask you this too, Fizza, because I want to do this with all my guests too. Can I just get how you pronounce your last name?
So my first name is Fizza, last name is Irfan.
Irfan, okay. And are you based in Canada or
Yes.
the States?
I'm-
Yeah, Canada.
I'm in Canada, yes.
You're in Canada. So I got to ask you, since you're in Canada, what do you love the most about Canada, the country?
Oh, I love how beautiful it is in fall. It's absolutely wonderful. It's my most favorite time of the year. And what I think nobody likes is the snow.
I was born in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, which is like way north, the northern part of Ontario, and I love the four seasons. Summers I used to like, but I find the summers are getting too hot and humid. So right now, my favorite times of the year, I agree with you on
Yes.
fall and winter. I do like snow, freezing rain and ice. I don't like, but snow I don't mind.
I definitely love when snow starts falling. I feel like it just
Yeah.
goes on for way too long. And
Yes.
then towards the end, you're just waiting for it to end.
Yes, we're not that far from Christmas either. We're
That's
like less than 2 months away from
that's
the
true.
holiday season. Yes,
Yes, absolutely. Fun times.
I'm I am currently based in Guelph, which is about an hour from Toronto. So, Fizza, can you just tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
Well, I wear a few different hats. I have a store, the Crush Crystal, which I'm currently looking for a new location for. It's an online store for right now, and I'm also a storyteller and a healer, something that I just recently got into based on my own personal experience. So that's a little bit about me. Other than that, I'm also a mother of two boys, which is quite a bit of work. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
It's a full time job being a parent. I've never
Absolutely.
been a parent, but I've been an uncle to two nieces and a nephew who are all growing up. Kids grow up quick, by the way,
Yes.
and yeah, so it's a full time job. A lot of respect. Got to ask you this too: for getting into the energy healing and the face stuff. You said life experience. Did you have some influences and mentors that also helped you get into this?
Did I have what? Sorry.
Influences or mentors?
No, not really, actually. It's mostly been so the reason I actually got into healing and crystal work is because of my own personal experiences. I was going through a really tough time, and I turned towards creating and healing as a form to deal with my own pain. And soon enough, I saw that people were resonating with my work, and I saw more and more people respond to what I was making, and that itself led to the creation of the crust crystal in the first place.
For our audience that's watching this live stream right now or later on audio, can you explain a little more about what an energy healer is?
So an energy healer is someone who works with the energy of other people and helps them transform their pain into alchemize it basically into power. So for me personally, I don't believe that everybody has to believe in energy in order to do energy work. I feel like as long everybody has their own path towards healing, the most important part when it comes to healing is awareness. It's about understanding what you went through and how to integrate that within yourself.
How much of an impact can healing have on somebody's mental health?
I think it can be transformative depending on how you approach it. So, a lot of the times, people will look at it from a victimhood point of view, where you go through something and you can turn that into your story in a negative way. Or you can take that exact same story and use that pain and turn it into something beautiful, turn it back into light by making it a part of who you are, by understanding what lessons you can take from it, and then how you can grow from it. So I think your perspective and mindset really matters as you approach healing.
I wanted to ask you this as well, Fizza. Do you have to have some kind of certification to be an energy healer? What's the process like for this?
So currently, I am actually in the process of doing a certification because as of right now, my platform is more about sharing my personal journey. It's not really been about actively going out of my way to heal people or coach people. That's just been an indirect influence that I've had on people. The reason I started Fizza and Faith in the first place was to basically understand everything I personally went through and see how I can learn from it and how I can grow from it. And in the process, I noticed that it was helpful for a lot of people who were resonating with everything that I was sharing. And that itself was really, really powerful. And I feel like the biggest thing we can do in this life is find a way to connect with each other. So for me, when I saw the fact this, and this applies to my business as well, that when, for me, the biggest part of my business being a success in my eyes was when I saw how it resonated with the people and how people were able to connect with what I was doing and find something in it that helped them grow.
Being an entrepreneur and a business owner, which is what I'm like doing as well, what were some of the challenges of starting up your own business?
So many challenges because it has definitely been a learning curve. I didn't grow up in Canada, so I had to learn from scratch how all of the regulations are in this country. That's been a learning curve for me. And then I had to learn about the different kinds of products, how people react to packaging, marketing, all of that stuff. So everything I have actually learned hands on the business itself. I wouldn't say I had any prior experience before I started this. It wasn't something that planned in getting into. It was more about, very much about me creating in order to heal myself. And then it just turned into a business. And then I had to learn as I was going on the journey.
And I'm self-taught as well. And I just found a new career in media radio 6 years ago, and I've had to self-teach, self-taught myself, and had to work hard and learn and learn. I wanted to ask you this too, Fizza. For those people out there that are looking to start their own business, whatever the kind of company they're getting into, as an entrepreneur and a business owner, what advice would you give to them or tips from your experience?
I would definitely tell them to do their research before they get started. I wouldn't recommend they go about it the way I did. I had to kind of learn after I had started. So I feel like that did get in the way a little bit. That did slow me down in the process. So if somebody is getting started and they don't know anything about the rules and regulations of the country that they're in, I would recommend that they learn those. I would recommend that they uh, get the license for the business, insurance, all of that stuff before they get started, so that they get off to the right start and create something meaningful that way.
As you see, I'm wearing a baseball hat, but in my business, I wear 8 or 9 different hats, and you mentioned that as well. How many hats do you wear doing what you're doing?
I would say at least 3 or 4, right?
4.
Like, yes, so I'm a business owner, storyteller, healer, as well as a mom. So 4 right there.
Fizza, when did you develop a strong interest in psychology, spirituality? I actually said it right, and lived
Yes.
experience. I got the word right.
Yes, absolutely. I did. I actually developed an interest in this towards the end of my relationship. I was married for 13 years, and as it came towards an end, I wanted to figure out what went wrong and what could be done moving forward in my life so that I don't go down that path again. So I got into spirituality and psychology in a way to understand myself and as a way to understand everything that happened that could have been done differently.
Wanted to ask you about this as well, and I'm guilty of it too. Can you just explain and elaborate a little bit on people pleasing, which I've had most of my life?
Yes, well, I feel like people pleasing is a coping mechanism that we fall into, right? When we don't really know ourselves, we have a little bit of, I guess, a complex where we feel like if everybody else is happy, then we will feel safe. Because of the fact that there hasn't been enough safety in our life growing up, we have constantly turned towards making other people happy as a way to feel calm and whole within our own bodies. So, the way I feel like to heal from people pleasing, the way I found personally for myself that worked was that as I got to know myself better and as I got comfortable in my own skin, the need to please other people and bend over backwards to make sure that everybody else was happy, it went away automatically for me.
What are your thoughts on being in families or friendships, relationships where somebody belittles you? Thoughts on belittling?
Belittling. Well, I feel like if somebody has to do that, that is their own insecurity rising up. Personally, for me, depends on the relationships, because I very strongly believe in my faith as well, and in my religion, we do not cut ties with our family. So if it's a family member who's doing that, we cannot technically cut ties with them.
Okay.
We have to figure out a way to make that relationship work. I personally do not take offense from people who try to belittle you, because I feel like it shows what is lacking within them. It is not about you. It's nothing to take personally. So that's how I feel about it. If it's a friend circle, I think that friends are people we choose to have in our lives. So that is an area where if you have a friend circle of people who are belittling you, I wouldn't want to be a part of that circle for sure.
Do you find communication skills nowadays have kind of shrunk due to the internet and social media?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, we don't spend enough time communicating with each other. We That is one of the reasons that we kind of get stuck with certain words. We haven't we've lost the ability to speak, because a lot of the communication happens either over text, or people are just sending each other memes, and we've completely lost the skill of just picking up the phone and calling someone. I don't know the last time anybody, like, I know we got on a call, other than obviously close family members, but generally between friends, it's just always, you're sharing a meme, you're sharing a TikTok, and we have absolutely lost in touch with our communication skills.
I miss the phone calls. I
Right?
once in a while get a phone call. I text, I DM, I do all the modern stuff,
Yes.
but it's so interpersonal, and I kind of miss the phone calls because you can tell how somebody's mood is and how
Yes.
they're feeling more from a phone call than a text message or an email, in my
It's
opinion.
definitely more personal, right? Like,
Yeah.
or maybe it's because we are from that generation. I don't know, because I personally do miss phone calls myself. Yes.
How important is listening skills? I know being in radio and media, listening is probably just as important, if not more important, than talking.
Yes, absolutely. I think that the only way that you can actually understand someone is just by listening to what they're going through, more than talking. Healing is actually very much centered around listening to what the other person is going through, rather than sharing what you think they might need. Because a lot of the times we know what we need, and if we talk long enough, it actually, the answers emerge within us, because everybody's story is different, so everybody's healing is going to be different. And we our body and our subconscious is actually very aware of what we need in order to heal, but we are so disconnected from ourselves that we cannot hear it, and sometimes just saying that to someone else helps the answers emerge for us.
I saw Fizza on your TikTok page a video earlier tonight, and I thought I would mention it to you as well. Thoughts on stop shrinking to be palatable, I guess, and I guess it's something to do with mindsets. Just thoughts on that post.
Well, I really strongly believe that, personally, my entire life, like you said as well, like, you've been a people pleaser and I've been a people pleaser for a very long time as well. We do go out of our ways to bend over backward and to shrink who we are and pretend to be something we're not, in order to just be accepted in whatever circle we're in. Whereas real healing actually begins when we start grounding within ourselves accepting who we are as we are, and showing up as who we are for the world to see without caring how they will perceive us. And when we start doing that, I feel like we will start finding the people that are right for us.
Wanted to ask you this as well, Fizza. I've had a couple of people on my show a year ago that were Reiki practitioners. Do you know anything about Reiki?
Yes, I've heard a little bit about it. I believe it is related to energy work. People work with energy, but I personally do not have any experience with Reiki work.
Okay. I do have a friend. Her name's Carrie Huffman, and maybe I'll put you in touch with her as well because she's a Reiki practitioner and she's also into energy as well as you and mindset.
Yes, Reiki work is related to energy healing. So yeah, I
Okay.
would definitely love to
Yeah.
hear from her. Absolutely.
Yeah. Her name's Carrie Kaufman, and I've been a friend of hers for 2 years now, and she's been on my show a couple times, and she's a really good person. So I will put you in touch with her as well on social media on TikTok too.
Absolutely. That'd be great. Thank you.
Fizza, can you just explain to our audience a little bit about navigating trauma, which we all have experienced some point in our lives, including me when I was 13? Just navigating trauma and generational wounds and faith. A little bit about that.
Yes. I believe generational wounds are something that has been passed down through from the generations, like our previous ancestors, our grandparents, our parents. It's something that has been part of our programming, which we have automatically taken in as something that is normal, whereas it's not normal. It is something that is against our nature and behavior. But because nobody took the time to understand it and there wasn't enough awareness around it, it was just passed down from one generation on to the next, until I feel like this generation, where there is more awareness and people are actually focusing more on understanding themselves and understanding how they can change the patterns that they have grown up with. As far as trauma is concerned, I feel like the word trauma can fit for many people under many different definitions. What can be perceived as a trauma for one person might not be a trauma for someone else. It's about how our body reacts to a certain situation that defines the trauma aspect of it. So, the reason that I like to combine faith within my work is because I feel that when we connect back to God, we are able to ground ourselves and not just heal our trauma, but also heal our souls. So, that is how I have formed this platform for myself, Fizza and Faith as well. It is very interconnected with my faith and very interconnected with understanding our trauma through the lens of faith. Because if you look at all the different religions, it doesn't even have to be like, I recently got a comment on my TikTok where someone was talking about it. I think I tagged you in that post as well. They talked about how trauma and faith are not interlinked, whereas the reason we have all of these stories in the different books that we, you know like Bible, we have in Quran, we have different stories of different prophets. They talk about the trauma that they went through, and the reason that those stories exist is for us to understand them and to integrate them in our lives and heal our trauma, because God knew that we are going to go through similar experiences later in life, and we will need these stories to kind of anchor us. So that is how I find faith is extremely helpful in navigating trauma.
Do you find, Fizza, as well, that today there's empathy lacking in the entire world? Do you find that empathy is kind of diminished for other people?
I'm not sure if I would agree with that. I feel like awareness nowadays has increased quite a bit around trauma, around generational wounds, around healing work in general. There is a lot more awareness in this day and age. A lot of people are actually turning towards understanding what's going on. So I wouldn't say that empathy has decreased. In what way do you feel like it has decreased?
Just just nowadays everybody's on social media, and I find on certain social media platforms, if somebody doesn't agree with you, they can't show you hatred. It just seems like there's if somebody doesn't agree with you, the people can't seem to agree to disagree. It's like you must agree with me on social media or I'm going to call you names. That kind of mentality.
Yes, I mean, I guess I feel like people have gotten more confident about expressing themselves. They feel that hiding behind the screen, it gives you a certain amount of courage to speak your mind and say what you feel is right and
Yeah.
stand behind it. But there's always, I feel like that's something that has existed throughout time. I feel
Yeah.
like now there's just more access to it.
More platforms. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But being in radio media, I don't expect everybody to agree with me. I try to use this platform so my guests can come on and share their experience as well. And social media too. I try to be objective and I want people to respect my views and my opinions, and I have to do the same thing as well. And that's I just think people can disagree to agree on things, but
Yes.
have share experiences without getting upset and angry about it.
Absolutely. I think that shows your character, right? Like people show, like I said earlier, that people show their character with the way they show up in the world. So if somebody shows up in that way, it shows just how unhealed they are and how much work they need to do within themselves and how much they lack awareness. It's not really, it's not really in any way a reflection of you.
Fizza, before we wrap up this show in a few minutes, are you good for another 5 minutes?
Yes, I can do 5 minutes.
Okay. How did you come up with your healing brand, Fizza in Faith? And just tell our audience about some of the services you provide.
So I came up with Fizza and Faith because I wanted for a way to connect back with my faith again, and I wanted to create a space where people could have conversations around faith in a non-judgmental way. I do personally find, like you said as well, there is a little bit of a rigidity around faith. People either very strict when it comes to faith and the rules and regulations, where they feel like if you step out of line even a little bit, you are no longer, you're no longer religious, you're no longer following your faith. Whereas having an open-minded approach, where you are open to listening to other people's ideas, where you're open to integrating different ideas like spirituality, like psychology within your faith, is a platform that I wanted to create where people can have these conversations. And I'm really grateful that I was able to reach people and they were able to find some kind of help in the words that I shared with them. In terms of the brand Fizza and Faith itself, it's more about my personal journey. It's more about sharing my writing, my thoughts, and helping people with whatever trauma they are going through. So on that particular platform, I mostly deal with, I have workbooks, I have coaching calls coming up soon once I have my license and certification. And but mostly I am focused more towards the crushed crystal right now. So because we're working on relaunching the website and relaunching the store.
Congratulations. And I wanted to ask you this too, Fizza. How would you describe yourself as a writer, as a healer, and as a teacher?
I feel like as a writer, I like to take influence from what I have experienced personally. And so that's where my writing comes from. It's more about my lived experiences. Whereas a teacher, I wouldn't know if I would call myself that. I think I just kind of fell into that role. Um, and I am still learning on how to become that. It's not something I chose for myself, it just kind of happened. So that's where I'm at with that one. Yes.
How satisfying is it to be able to help others?
It's extremely satisfying. It's one of the reasons that I actually am continuing with this, because when I first started Fizza and Faith, it was mostly about my own journey. But as I saw that it has helped people and it's touched other people's life and it's creating change for people, it's creating a change in the mindset. That itself has been the motivation for me to go down this path further and learn more about how I can continue to help people.
How much has social media impacted your following on TikTok and social media platforms?
Social media following has been one of the reasons that I'm actually continuing it. The fact that more important, especially with TikTok, I feel like growing organically has been a really beautiful experience, because most people on TikTok have found me organically. So many people have DM'd me and shared their stories and shared how what I have shared has helped them. And that has truly touched my heart. And that is one of the biggest motivations for me to continue doing the work that I'm doing.
Can you tell our audience a little bit about your online company, the Crush Crystal, and how did you get the name? How did that come about?
The crushed crystal is basically me alchemizing my pain into something beautiful. So, the crushed crystal, I was going through a very crushing time when I came up with the name. Um, and that is how the crushed crystal was formed. It was about integrating my healing journey with creation, with creativity, and making something beautiful out of that. So I started by creating jewelry pieces and by creating home decor pieces, and that is how the name Crush Crystal came into form. In terms of the business, it is a way to connect with, it's a different way to connect with people. It's a more, I personally find it's a creative outlet for me, and it's a very beautiful way to create something that stays with people, that resonates with people, and becomes a part of their story.
What's the best way for somebody to contact you if they're interested in the Crush Crystal?
I have a social media platform on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We have a website. We are on Etsy as well, under the name The Crushed Crystal. It's very easy to find The Crushed Crystal, and you can find us.
And I also put your link tree
Yes,
page on here too on the ticker below, by the way.
perfect. Thank you so much.
I'm going to put you on the spot here as we wrap this show up. Any plans for a future book or maybe even start up your own podcast in the future?
Um, well, I hadn't really considered starting a podcast. I am a very introverted person, so I do
Okay.
like to stay behind the camera a little bit. But I've had a lot of fun talking to you today, so maybe in the future I might. As far as the book is concerned, I definitely do have one book already on its way, and I am working
Awesome.
on another book as we
Can,
speak. So that's something I'm definitely going to be continuing.
can you tell can you tell our audience a little bit about it, or it's still being worked on in the
It's still
process?
being worked on, so it's not.
Now, when it is ready, is it going to be self-published, or are you going to get it published? And will it be just a virtual copy, or maybe a hard copy too?
It's definitely going to be a hard copy. The
Okay.
first book that I'm working on right now, it's going to be coming out through publishers. So that one is going to be a hard copy as well as online. And the next one, let's see what happens.
Congratulations! And when your book comes out, please let me know, and I'd like to support you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.
Okay, and this is a new segment I did a couple of months ago on my show as I wrap up with my guests. It's what are some fun facts about my guests or yourself that you would like to share with us, or even one fun fact.
One fun fact. I don't know. Fun fact. Let's see.
Favorite food, favorite music. Are you a lefty or you a righty? Do you like
I am
I
a righty. I am a righty. My favorite food, it would be tough to pick one. I am a big foodie. I love
okay,
food of
foodie.
all kinds. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like butter tarts? Since I was at a butter tart festival yesterday.
No, I haven't actually tried that. No.
Oh, you should try butter tarts. It's a Canadian tradition, and they come in raisins, walnuts, or plain ones.
Oh, really? That sounds
Yes.
really intriguing. I would
So
definitely look into it for sure.
yeah, Google butter tart places where you live and try one. I'm sure you'll like them. They're sweet, but they're very good.
Absolutely. I will definitely do that.
Since you're a foodie, do you like to eat out or are you a cook? Do you prefer to cook?
Oh, I love to cook. So,
Cook.
yeah, yeah. I like to try different cuisines. Currently, I'm exploring Korean
Wow.
food. Yeah, so I'm really getting into learning all about Korean food. Yeah,
And I'm taking a cooking course myself. I eat out too much because I work weird hours, so I'm trying to cook a little more for myself at home.
that's really good. Yeah, I'm a very big opponent for cooking at home, making stuff yourself, like working with my hands.
Finally, this is one last segment here. It's called Ask the Host CDP a question segment. Do you have one question for me before we wrap this up?
Yes, I'm curious. What is your opinion about what you think the healing world needs right now? What is
I keep
something that, yeah,
I keep an open mind to everything. I'm open to trying new things, and I just think there's so much without getting into politics. Obviously, I just find there's so much doom and gloom news nowadays, and I think we all need to look after our mental health better and therapy or whatever you need to help you cope with things. Sometimes maybe you just need to take a break from the internet and social media too, because sometimes the news can be overwhelming to you as well, and it can affect your mental health, and also sleep can affect your mental health and what you put in your body too as well.
yes, absolutely, absolutely, I agree with that.
And I love doing this show because what I'm proud of when I started this, it was an all sports show, and now it's a fully diverse show, diverse topics, diverse guests, and I love the storytelling aspect of it and learning from every guest that comes on here. Everybody, like you said, has a unique story to share.
Absolutely, and learning from other people's stories is another way that we can grow, because we only have one life, so we have that
Yes.
one life. Yeah, so we only have our lived experiences. If we stay within that, that keeps our world kind of narrow, but having the opportunity to learn from other people's stories can help us grow in a diverse and beautiful way, I think so.
You want to keep growing as a person and not shrinking.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And learning too. Education doesn't just stop in a classroom, it's a lifelong process. Fizza, finally, where can our audience follow you on social media and the best way of contacting you?
So I am on TikTok, I am on Instagram, I have a LinkedIn profile as well. They can reach out to me. A lot of people do reach out to me on TikTok. I do try to reply to all the DMs as of right now. I am going to be in the future having coaching calls available on my link tree as well, so they can set that up. But for now, they can definitely DM me if they have any questions.
And I want to say thank you to a couple of my former guests that have come on my show. I've got the HR coach on Instagram watching, Dee, the Philly sports girls watching, and one of my guests from California. He's a professional motorcycle racer and former U.S. military vet, Edward Hearn, watching as well. So, Fizza, I want to say thank you so much for coming on live with CDP sports and entertainment talk show tonight, and it was great to connect with you on TikTok. And give me a little bit of time tonight, and I will send you the full video, the audio, and some reels and clips. And you have an open invite in the future to come back on again and to continue success with your energy healing. And congratulations on writing your first book, and keep up the good content on TikTok as well.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you inviting me, and it has been a wonderful experience. I'm looking forward to meeting and talking with you again.
Absolutely, Fizza. So have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon on social media, and we'll send you copies of this show as well very soon.
Sounds great. Take care. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. All right, everyone, that wraps up season 12, episode 3, overall 608 of Live with CDP Sports Entertainment Talk Show. And that was my guest tonight, Fizza in Faith. She is an energy healer, an author, she's a storyteller, author and an energy healer, and she owns her own company, online company called The Crushed Crystal, a women-owned business offering handmade designs as well. So thank you so much to Fizza for coming on here, and I want to say thank you to everyone watching this show live stream and on my audio platforms as well. Before we wrap up this show, guys, I was a judge and media personality yesterday at the For the Love of Butter Tarts and Desserts Festival in Stratford, Ontario. Very successful event, and yours truly got to taste 16 different butter tarts, and I ended up getting a t-shirt as well and a sugar rush. So I'm going to play an interview I did with one of the organizers of this event, and I would highly recommend it again in the future. They had butter tarts there, they had cookies, they had pies there, they had hot sauces, they had garlic. It's a nice little festival, and Stratford, if you've never been there, it's about 35 minutes from Guelph. It's in southwestern Ontario, not too far from London, and I'm going to play the interview I did with one of the co-organizers of this event, Jason, and he was one of the judges as well, and this is courtesy of my YouTube channel, Chris Pomay Live with CDP Talk Show. Please subscribe, like, and share. And here's Jason from yesterday's Butter Tart event in Stratford, Ontario. Chris Pomay here live at the Butter Tart and Desserts Festival here at the Stratford Rotary Complex here in Stratford, Ontario. And I have one of the judges here and one of the organizers. His name is Jason. Jason, thoughts on this event today here in Stratford?
Well, the event does not disappoint. It's amazing when you can bring so many people together to enjoy a treat like a butter tart, as well as many other kinds of desserts here today. And to be able to judge them as we did, it's very rewarding. We were able to pick a winner today. That's Dudu's Butter Tarts. You might be able to see them in the corner behind me, but as judges, we enjoyed that challenge a lot.
Can you tell us a little bit about your wife, Jackie, who's one of the organizers of this event, and how did this all come about?
Yes, for sure. Jackie has been an event organizer for many years, mostly Christmas shows, spring shows, craft shows. But we did notice that food events, especially dessert events, really seem to bring people together. So people understand it's a treat, but they come out in droves, and it's just kind of cool to bring everybody together around a particularly Canadian snack, a dessert. So that's she's got that kind of passion in here, bring people together. We see people sitting, we see people shopping, enjoying music, enjoying some snacks, and as well we're raising food, collecting food for the local food bank, and that helps to make the event kind of well-rounded and enjoyable.
How much has this event grown since you guys started doing this?
Well, Jackie was a vendor at one point in small shows in the Kitchener-Waterloo area, and then she thought, well, I could probably do this. And these events have gotten quite large now. We're able to select kind of really high quality vendors to bring their snacks together and their arts together for us. And now we're at the point where she's got more demand than she can handle. We can't take all the vendors that want to join her shows. So it's kind of showing some of the growth. And one of Jackie's qualities is she really brings people out to events. She's got ways and means, and it seems to be successful and something that continues to make her really happy.
How many vendors do you have here today in Stratford?
I think it's somewhere around maybe 40 or 50 vendors. A full 20 or so of those are butter tart and dessert vendors themselves here today.
What are some of the challenges of putting this event together?
This is a new venue for us, and so just kind of working with the venue. They've got their specific things that they require. There's insurance that has to come together, fire department reviews, the venue reviews, getting some of the vendors here, new and from the past, all to a new place for us. So lots of little challenges.
Can you tell us about being a judge for the butter tarts, and what do you look for in a good butter tart as a judge?
Oh, for sure, definitely. So being a judge is very enjoyable. Besides getting to taste all these wonderful tarts. It's really fun. We do have a fun time as judges. So we've got our hats on, we've got our criteria. We judge blind, so we don't know which vendor we're judging, and we do really try to remain objective. And of course, we get to eat all kinds of wonderful butter tarts. So my ideal butter tart is a somewhat flaky crust, a thinner crust, harder on top with a softer inside, almost running. That's kind of my favorite tart, and we certainly saw many of those today.
What's a fun fact about butter tarts that people might not know about them?
Butter tarts. I do believe, from what I've heard, it's a largely Canadian food. I do believe maybe in the States not so well known, but up here we certainly love our butter tarts, and we often remember back to maybe when your grandparents made those butter tarts and you could taste their tarts. Also, another fun fact is that no two butter tarts are the same. Even today as judges, we judged 16 different tarts. They were all different, but that's kind of what keeps it fun.
And can you tell my audience who are still interested in coming today, the event is going on to 4 o'clock this afternoon?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're here till 4 o'clock this afternoon. Come on in. There's lots of things to see. We've got excellent entertainment behind us. We've got a balloon artist for the kids. We've got some selfie stations. And, of course, a whole lot of butter tart vendors, as well as all kinds of other dessert vendors and some arts and crafts as well. So if you come down, it's a nice way to spend a little bit of time, stroll around with your loved one and just see what everybody's brought together. So fully recommend it if you can still make it before 4. If not, we'll see you next time.
And finally, where can people find you guys on a website and social media? And do you have another event, one of these events coming up before Christmas?
Yeah, for sure. I believe it's for the Love of Butter Tarts Festival. I think if you search that on Facebook, you'll find it. Not entirely sure, but that'll get you to the right place. We don't have another butter tart show this year at this location, but there'll be some other type craft shows and stuff like that in Waterloo and Ancaster coming up later this year. But as far as butter tarts, there'll be one in Elmira next July, and there'll likely be another one here next year around this timing. So we hope to see you.
Well, Jason, I want to say thank you so much, Jason and Jackie, for having me here as a judge and as media, and I really appreciate it and hope to be at your next event at some point in the future.
Excellent. That was awesome to have you here as a judge. Thank you very much. It's a tough job, and you did really well, and we hope to see you again.
Thank you so much, Jason. Have a great day. Chris Palme here live at the Butter Tart. That was Jason and his wife Jackie, who are the organizers of this event for the Love of Butter Tarts Festival. I was at the one in July in Elmira, which was successful, and the one yesterday in Stratford, Ontario at the Stratford Rotary Club. So shout out to Jason and Jackie, and also their daughter-in-law Rebecca and Craig, and there was another gentleman too. There was, I think, 5 of us judges, and we all got to sample 16 different butter tarts. It was quite the experience, and it was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys in the future can check out this event as well. The Love of Butter Tarts event, and they are on Facebook and Instagram. For the Love of Butter Tarts, they are on Facebook. They have a Facebook page, and they also have a page on Instagram as well. And again, I want to say thank you to my guests, Fizza and Face, energy healer, an author and storyteller, for coming on as well. The next Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by barrycullen.com. I have 2 upcoming shows, guys. The first one is going to be Wednesday, October 29th at 7 p.m. Wednesday, October 29th at 7 p.m. 1 hour before the World Series starts, so 7 o'clock. So no excuses for you not to tune in before the Blue Jays Dodgers Game 5 on Wednesday night. So 7 o'clock on Wednesday, October 29th. My special guest, it's her first appearance. Her name is Jasmine Taylor. She's the founder of Taylor Made Human Resources, founder of Tailor Made HR. She is an HR specialist and now the founder of her own company called Tailor Made HR. And we're going to talk a little bit about her career and how she got into human resources and her content creations as well. So Wednesday, October 29th, 7 o'clock with HR specialist Jasmine Taylor. And then I have another show scheduled for Thursday night. On Thursday, October 30th at 5 p.m. Eastern, my special guest is going to be Cheryl Skolberg. She is a founder and therapist of Caring Conversations, and she's also into mental health services and a social worker as well. So I'm looking forward to having Cheryl Skolberg on Thursday, October 30th at 5 p.m. Eastern, and I'm working on more shows for next week as well. And as for my guest tonight, Fizza, you can follow her on these social media platforms. She's on Linktree, Fizza A Faith on Linktree, and she's also on Instagram, Fizza _N _Faith, and she's also on TikTok at Fizza A Faith as well. I have it on the graphics as well. And again, Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership is a proud sponsor of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. Please check them out at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall, and check out their website, barrycullen.com. And by the way, it is getting close to winter. We're going into November next week, so you might want to consider looking at getting winter tires at Barry Cullen Chevrolet as well. More details on winter tires, go to barrycullen.com or pop by the dealership as well. So if you're looking for winter tires for your vehicle, check out Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership here in the Guelph Auto Mall. And as we wrap up this show, guys, if you'd like a personalized video message from yours truly, CDP, go to cameo.com and type in Chris Palme and book your cameo today. You can follow me on Blue Sky Social, which is like what Twitter used to be, at Live with CDP19 on Blue Sky Social. I post a lot of content there as well. If you're looking to adopt a pet, check out the Cambridge and District Humane Society, located at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. Telephone number 519-623-7722, extension 0, or visit their website, cambridgehumanesociety.org. All the animals that are up for adoption, their profiles are on cambridgehumanesociety.org. And also, yours truly, for the next month, is going to be selling 2026 Cambridge and District Humane Society calendars. They're only $10. They make a great Christmas or stocking stuffer or just a gift in general. They did a really good job on the dogs and cats that are in this calendar. They were shot outside this year, and the money, the $10, goes back into the programs at the Cambridge District Humane Society. So please consider supporting the animals down at the Cambridge District Humane Society by purchasing a 2026 Cambridge District Humane Society calendar from yours truly, Chris Palme. You can email me at cpalme19@gmail.com or send me a DM on my social media pages if you'd like a calendar. If you're out of town, the calendars are still $10, but you'll have to include shipping as well if you'd like a calendar and you're out of town as well. So please consider buying a calendar and supporting our furry friends down at the Cambridge and District Humane Society, who do a wonderful job in looking after our homeless furry friends and making sure they get adopted into good homes with good families as well. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show is live streamed on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Twitch, LinkedIn, and now available on Instagram. And fingers crossed, one day StreamYard will be able to partner up with TikTok, and I can have this show live streamed on TikTok for my 7th platform as well. Speaking of my website, check out my website on beacons.ai/Chris D. Palme. You can also follow this full-time content creator on TikTok at Chris Palme. Check out my latest content from the Love of Butter Tarts Festival. I've got a number of interviews and some videos of food, fudge, and some tarts there as well. So at Chris Palme on TikTok, and make sure you follow and like my videos there as well. StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you're into webinars or live streaming or podcasting, check out StreamYard.com. They have basic free plans, paid professional plans like I do. And if you're a business that does a lot of webinars, go to StreamYard.com and contact the sales department for pricing there as well. And I've been with StreamYard now for 5 years. I give them a big thumbs up. Finally, live with CDP Sports Entertainment Talk Show. The audio version is on these platforms: iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, Tuned In, YouTube Music, and Good Pods. Please like, share, and subscribe as well. Finally, guys, you can email the show live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show at cpame19@gmail.com. Any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback would be greatly appreciated. And also, if you'd like to contribute to my YouTube channel and my 3 talk shows and my media work, or tip the host, you can do it through PayPal. Chris Pame on PayPal if you're interested in contributing to my YouTube channel content and the content I do here with my talk shows. Finally, you guys can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere except Snapchat. And please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chris Pame, Live with CDP Talk Show. I am now well over 700 subscribers and have over 550,000 views. So thank you to everyone for subscribing, liking, and sharing my YouTube content. And please check out my YouTube shorts. I have some new content from the Love of Butter Tarts Festival yesterday in Stratford, Ontario. That wraps up our show again today. I want to say thank you to my special guests, Fizza and Faith, who is an energy healer, a storyteller, and an author, and the owner of her own company called The Crushed Crystal, a women-owned business offering handmade designs as well. And again, I have 2 shows coming up. Wednesday night at 7 o'clock with Jasmine Taylor, founder of Taylor Made HR. And on Thursday night, October 30th, 5 o'clock, I have Cheryl Schoberg, a founder and therapist of her own company called Caring Conversations and Mental Health Services as well. And I'm looking to do the final episode of the Argo Bounce podcast show, the season final, episode 16. We would have done it last week, but unfortunately my co-host Nick Small was under the weather. So we're going to do episode 16, our season final, break down the Argos' last loss in game against Calgary, and maybe preview a little bit about the CFL East and West semifinals coming up this weekend as well. And hopefully we'll be back with Nick next year for season 5. Our season's been cut a little short this year due to the Toronto Argonauts failing to make the CFL playoffs for the first time since 2019. So hopefully next year we'll be doing a show until maybe Grey Cup, which will be in the middle of November. And this year's Grey Cup game, Sunday, November 16th at Princess Auto Stadium in Winnipeg. And I believe it's already sold out as well. Anyways, we got sports on tonight. We got Monday Night Football. Washington without Jaden Daniels, 3-4 against Mahomes and the Chiefs at 4-3. I think Kansas City will win that game. And Game 3 of the World Series is going on between your Toronto Blue Jays and the Los Angeles Dodgers from Dodger Stadium. After 2 innings, the score is 1-0 Dodgers on a home run by former Blue Jay Teoscar Hernandez. It's Max Scherzer pitching for the Toronto Blue Jays tonight against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Dodgers are up 1-0 going into the top of the 3rd as well. And the Pistons, NBA action, the Pistons are at home to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Last score was 38-26 Cleveland in the 2nd quarter. And as for your Detroit Red Wings, they are back in action tomorrow night. They're on a road trip. They are off to Midwest St. Louis to take on the Blues. Wings are coming off a big 6-4 win over the Blues Saturday night after trailing 4-0, and they scored 6 unanswered goals. So hopefully the Wings can continue to win. The Red Wings can continue to win. The Pistons can keep winning. And the Philadelphia Eagles are coming off a big 38-20 win over the New York Giants. Please check out my Philadelphia Eagles game recap on TikTok and Instagram as well. The Eagles are now on a bye week, and their next game is Monday, November 10th at 8:15 against Jordan Love and those Green Bay Packers, and maybe a preview of the NFC Championship game this year between the Packers and Eagles, possibly as well. Anyways, I want to say thank you again to my guests Fizza and Faith for coming on, and hope to see you back here Wednesday night at 7 o'clock with Jasmine Taylor, and then Thursday at 5 o'clock with Cheryl Schoolberg as well. I hope everybody has a great night and enjoy Game 3 of the 2025 World Series between the Jays and Dodgers. We'll see you back here Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Thank you all for watching and listening to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet here in Guelph. Good night, everybody.